And this is a very important area, okay. Regarding this question, you write down, what is the question number? 12. Write it, very important. Write it, very important. Some factual information is there regarding, so not some core concept associated with central sponsored schemes, okay. Now try to understand that the government implement many schemes, okay. So first thing is that central schemes, central government have variety of schemes. So we can now classify this scheme into central sector scheme, centrally sponsored scheme. So two important points you need to note down regarding the central sector scheme and centrally sponsored scheme is that, okay, one is that who is implementing this who is implementing this scheme? Now be very clear. And where it has been, how this been shared, okay. Now try to understand that you know about union list and state list, okay, union list, state list. An item, so regarding the funding, regarding the list is very much important for you, regarding the funding and regarding the list is very much important for you. Central sector scheme, word is very important, not centrally sponsored scheme, central sector scheme. They are 100% funded by the sender, 100%. Why? Means it is an item mentioned in the union list. It's an, in central sector scheme, the item, that area is covered under the union list, and that's the reason why it is 100% funded by the sender. So that's why it is called as central sector scheme. In centrally sponsored scheme, in centrally sponsored scheme, the item or the subject is mentioned in the state list. Since it is a state list item, the fund is shared by the center and state, and majority of the funding will be by the senders. Majority of, in many schemes there are different patterns of sharing will be there. And since it is an item in the state list, it is implemented by the state itself. And this core point you need to know regarding so under the central sponsored scheme, okay, it is an item in the union list, but see the how the some share 50-50, 70-30, 75-20, 90-10. Now regarding this 90-10, mainly they see again state itself are classified into two, okay, hilly states or lower revenue states. Low means states which have lower revenue. So there the center will be sharing higher proportion, but normally it is 50-50 with the normal states. 50-50 means center will be giving 50%, remaining 50 by the state, 70-30. So it is the key word you keep in mind, okay, state government, implemented by the state government. It is, items are under the state list. Now under the central sector scheme, they are 100% funded by the union government, and it is implemented by the central government agency, and most of the times the subjects is covered under the union list. It's a very core area, very simple, 2-3 point, compare it and you can answer any question related with. Now if when you see any scheme with sharing basis, now you can say that it is a centrally sponsored scheme, centrally sponsored scheme. Now if you try to answer this question, 2 statement question, but here concept is very important. Its question is about centrally sponsored scheme. Okay, this is one another thing you need to note down. Okay, UPSC like pairs, pair. There are many pair questions are there. Pair questions. It's a favorite area of UPSC. Pair question. In pair question, what UPSC does is, UPSC takes the features of other pair. Buddhism, Jainism, they are pair. Current account, capital account, they are pair. So what they do is, then they takes the items. So in a Buddhism question, there is a high possibility that they will put the features of Jainism. In current account, they will put an item of capital account. So when you study such type of items, always study with you prepare a table and do a comparative table and revise it, so that you will, even if you forget other features, you can answer it with by knowing that okay, this is not this feature, it is a feature of the other pair. Now here they are 100% funded by the union government. Which scheme it is? It is correct for central sector scheme. This is a feature of central sector scheme, but the question is about sponsored scheme. So our statement is wrong. Implemented by the state government. It's a correct statement. Answer is 2 only. So please note down, don't by heart it, make a comparison. So you can link it like this. By knowing union list, state list. Union list means 100% funded by the center, implemented by central agency. State list means if an item in the subject in the state means shared on a funding is sharing basis, implemented by the state. That logic you can apply.